Hey, question for you. Are you finding it difficult to feel comfortable in your clothes, feel confident in your body, or just lose weight? If so, I want to tell you a secret that no doctor is telling you about how to achieve long-term weight loss and eliminate your autoimmune disease symptoms. If you've been told that all you need to do is just eliminate foods, this food, that food, reduce your calories, and exercise enough, then you'll lose weight, I hate to break it to you, but you've been misled. Maybe you've been told that if you just heal your leaky gut, you'll lose weight too. And unfortunately, that's not how it works. So, I'm going to take a wild guess to say that you've tried all that. You've done all the things. Keto, paleo, plant-based, AIP, tons of supplements, detoxes, cleanses, medications, all that stuff. But nothing you do matters. You feel like you're just banging your head against the wall. And it's incredibly frustrating, right? So I'm going to tell you the truth about why this is happening. Now, when you're dealing with an autoimmune disease, it's not as simple as you think. Simply because weight loss programs don't take into account the relationship between the calories you're consuming and your metabolism, which is affected by your hormones. So if you have hormonal imbalances in your thyroid or cortisol, that will negatively affect your ability to absorb calories, burn it for energy. And instead the result is fat storage, weight gain, and bloating. Believe it or not, I find that most women with autoimmune disease are living with imbalanced hormones because of conscious and unconscious stress and unhealed trauma. I can honestly say that 95% of the women I work with have a degree of stress and trauma that is responsible for this weight gain. And you might be one of them also. Now, my first experience with this was with my mom, who has Hashimoto's. She struggled with weight issues and brain fog and bloating, fatigue, pain, and migraines for 20 plus years because no one told her the connection between her trauma and symptoms. No doctor or practitioner showed her how detrimental her stress was. This is what I found was ultimately holding her back from losing weight and living her best life. So I showed her how to properly overcome this. And once she did, it was like a night and day difference in her improvement. So I'm willing to bet that stress and trauma is holding you back too. Now, I'm not just talking about stress from domestic life, like your kids, work, or even the pandemic, but also including common experiences you may have gone through, like going through abuse, feeling abandoned, feeling not good enough, told by a family member or friend to go on a diet because you're fat, not being acknowledged as a child, losing connection with your parents while growing up, living with an alcoholic parent, being criticized for not getting the best grades in school or winning in a sport, witnessing violence, or going through the experience of losing someone close to you, watching your parents fight or go through a divorce, being neglected by your friends in school, going through a miscarriage, and even the experience of having an autoimmune disease or illness. All of these traumas leave you feeling inadequate, unworthy, anxious, ashamed, fearful, guilty, hopeless, powerless, isolated, lonely, resentful, miserable, and trapped, whether you know it or not. And the challenge is, much of these feelings are hard to see because they're so buried subconsciously. So let me paint a picture for you and describe what happens in the body when you go through this. Imagine you're using Google Maps to get to a destination, but all of a sudden you see there's a major accident on the highway. So it takes you down a different road. But much to your dismay, a tree has fallen down due to a storm that just came through. So now you're stuck. You try to take another detour. Google Maps says, hey, go this way. But now you discover the road is closed. Everywhere you go, there's a blockage in the road that's preventing you from getting to your destination. So that's what's happening in the body when you have unmanaged stress and unhealed trauma. At times of any stress or trauma, emotional responses are created and actually release neuropeptides that leave the brain. And these peptides are emotions that carry information to the body. And if you have lived your life with repressed or suppressed emotions, these emotions end up like that car accident or that tree in the road that fell down and is interfering with your metabolism. So this not only creates disease, but these toxic emotions activate stress and cortisol levels, and that promotes fat storage. In fact, there was a study that came out showing that chronic stress built from unresolved hidden childhood trauma leads to the development of autoimmune disease in adulthood. We now have evidence showing that people with strong type A personalities, like organization and seeking control, perfectionism, being a high achiever, having competitive drive, promotes autoimmune disease symptoms like weight gain. Essentially, it goes like this. Trauma leads to chronic stress, inflammation, high cortisol, and weight gain. Listen, after seeing what my mom went through, my entire approach to helping women changed. It's not about diet, it's not about supplements or medications. It pales in comparison to what stress and trauma does to the body. And I'm so passionate about helping women like you overcome this weight gain struggle, feel comfortable in your own skin, and feel confidence. I created this course, Illuminating Darkness and Transforming Traumatic Pain, as a way to offer an easy approach to your stress and trauma that you haven't done before. Because if you want to lose weight and find symptom relief, this is what you really need. So in the course, I'm going to teach you strategies to heal shame, anxiety, fear, resentment, grief, unworthiness, and low self-worth. The simple steps my clients use to embrace self-love and self-acceptance. I'll show you proven and effective techniques to heal emotional wounds and pain, things I've done with myself, 100%. My reframe formula to shifting the stories you tell about yourself to create self-love and confidence in your mind and heart. And yes, you can still do this course even if you are seeing a therapist or doing other therapies. I find it really complements those practices. All right, so it's time to finally break through your weight plateau and get what you deserve. So come join me now by clicking the button below, and I cannot wait to support you in making that happen. I will see you inside the community. Peace and love.